Hello and welcome to the NFL Week 11 Top 10 Most Rigged Plays. Welcome back, disgruntled sports fans. Another week, another top 10, and away we go. So we're in overtime. We're in Denver. We got two crappy teams who aren't going to make the playoffs here. So who's going to win? Who cares? Unless you got money on the game. So Carr's going to back up here. He's going for the jugular in overtime. He's going to throw to his best wide receiver. And lucky for him, nobody's covering his best wide receiver. So this is the Raiders' best wide receiver. It's overtime. You're not supposed to let a team score, but it seems that the Broncos have other ideas. That's why they're going to leave this guy, Davante Adams, wide open for the walk-off touchdown. Well, I tried to tell you so. Yes, I did, but I guess you didn't know. They be messing with field goals, and there's magnets in the poles. Return of the doink, it is return of the doink. Come on, return of the doink, oh my God. Another ball hit the pole, don't you know? Alright, here's another return of the doink, except this one hits the crossbar instead of the uprights. Still counts as a return of the doink. So here's another doink off the crossbar, but the crazy thing about this one is it's only 44 yards out. 44 yards isn't a chip shot, but it's definitely not a super long field goal. So there's no reason this guy should be coming up short on a 44-yarder and hitting the crossbar. But that's exactly what happens, making this the third doink of the week. I don't know if you're keeping track at home, but that is 6 doinks in just the last 2 weeks alone. We're basically averaging about 2 doinks per week. And so if you times 2 doinks per week times 17 weeks of football, and then throw in a handful of doinks during the playoffs, you're looking at a whole shitload of doinks this season. And they used to rarely happen maybe once or twice in an entire season back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So how in the hell are the drunk fans in the stands not noticing the increase in balls hitting the uprights and the crossbar? So last week the Vikings were scripted to look like world beaters, Super Bowl contenders, but in this game they were scripted to look like chump stains. So the Cowboys were putting a scripted whooping on the Vikings, and here's one of the most rigged, phony looking plays I could find in this game. So you got this long bomb to Pollard here, and then you'll notice this defender, he's within arm's length, he's within reach, but he purposely flails his arms and doesn't try to make a tackle. Instead, dives, falls on his face, as usual for these NFL defenders. Watch this defender's arms. Look, he has both arms behind his back. Like, who runs like that? And then you'll see, as the ball gets there, he reaches one arm out, but then he pulls it back, and then he keeps sticking both of his arms behind his back, and then he purposely starts to trip and fall for no reason. So we're going to act like this guy's just too slow to get there, except he's right there within arm's reach. So he has to purposely put his arms behind his back and run all strange. Look at this. So he reaches out but doesn't grab the guy, and then he flails his arms around right here, which nobody would do if you're trying to sprint. Then he falls down for no reason. And this happens every week, all over the league, on every defense. So week 11 was the week of the dominant tight end. Lots of tight ends getting fancy pants touchdowns. They're really pushing guys like Kelsey and Kittle. You'll see them making these catches that are pretty rigged and scripted looking if you just pay attention. First guy dives, whiffs, and falls on his face. Now watch the second guy. Dives, whiffs, falls on his face. Watch this third guy not even dive or whiff. He just doesn't even try to do anything. Doesn't reach a hand out. Doesn't try to push him out of bounds. Doesn't do jack shit. Wow, Kelsey's such an amazing athlete. That guy's so awesome. So as I said earlier, Week 11 was the week of the dominant tight end performance, and here you have the top one-handed catch made by a tight end this week. It ain't just the wide receivers using the magnetic gloves. The tight ends are getting in on the action too. So Kelsey and Kittle were both made to look like unstoppable world beaters. Here you have Kittle scoring one of 2 touchdowns on the day. This one right here, you'll see an extra phony tackling attempt. Alright, so you see he's wide open. It's as if nobody can cover this big dude. They can't even keep up with him. So they leave this amazing tight end wide open. Now you got 2 defenders. Hopefully they should be able to gang up on this guy, work together to make a tackle, right? So, like I said, 2 defenders. They should work together to make a tackle, right? Or, you know, run into each other and let the guy score. Yeah, man, not phony looking at all. So just like the last Kittle touchdown, the Cardinals leave this amazing tight end, this big, huge white guy, wide open. I mean, he already burned him once. Why not get burnt twice? So nobody decides to cover this amazing tight end who already burned him once. Let's see if they can make a tackle. All right, you see the angle here? Homeboy right here should get to full speed and blast Kittle right out of bounds. You don't even have to wrap up and make an actual tackle. All you gotta do is get to full speed, blast this dude out of bounds. Let's see if he maintains his angle, because he has the angle. Kittle's a much bigger, slower guy. This guy right here running full speed, he should easily be able to knock him out of bounds, right? Yeah, shocker. He goes for the feet, whiffs, and ends up on his face. Shocking! As if we haven't seen that 100,000 times this season. Now watch both these 2 guys conveniently get blocked by one guy, while this guy right here also makes no attempt to make a tackle or even push him out of bounds. Yes, you're so amazing, Kittle. You're so amazing. Now, let's watch this celebration here. Pay close attention. Close attention. Whoop! What is that? What is that? Looks like he did a 666 hand sign. Threw it up and then turned it over. Show your alliance to who you work for. There it is, y'all. More and more players are making the 666 hand sign, showing their allegiance to who they really work for. Yet the fans are so stupid, they think he's just saying, I scored 6 points. Everything's A-okay because I scored 6 points. Whoop. Very quick, very deliberate. If you blink, you might have missed it. I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is I could not find a single muffed punt in the last 3 weeks. So that means, sadly, there will be no Muff Punt City in this video. However, the good news, this is the #1 most rigged play of the week. And it's the opposite of a Muff Punt City. What does that mean? I'll show you. So the Jets here are punting to the Pats. Let me go ahead and set the scene. Would you looky there, a clean fielded punt return. All right, so we have a 3-3 tie in the 4th quarter. 21 seconds left. This is officially a nail biter coming down to the final play. And this is basically it, folks. Now, the spread for this game is New England is favored to win by 3.5. So that means if you bet on the Pats, you have to have a touchdown right here, or you're going to lose. If they only kick a winning field goal, that's not going to be enough to cover the spread. See, the public bet on the New York Jets. The public was all over the Jets. So there was less money on the New England side and the 3.5 point cover. So basically the only thing that can screw the public right here is a touchdown. So guess what's about to happen? First thing you'll see is a block in the back that doesn't get called. You're going to see a block in the back over here not get called. Right here. This is your first block in the back. You can see that the guy's not paying attention to this defender coming in to knock him down. He even puts his arms up when he gets blocked in the back as if to signal to the referees that he got blocked in the back. Alright, that's the first one. So then you're going to see the kicker dive and miss and land on his face. Right, so here's the kicker, the punter. He's going to dive, miss, land on his face. Not make any attempt at all. Now we're going to see one last block in the back. But first, we got this guy throwing his arms around, pretending like he's trying to tackle. When they start waving their arms around and flailing their arms, that's not how you sprint. Go outside and start sprinting, and you won't flail your arms around like that. You only do that when you're trying purposely not to make a tackle or touch the guy.
And that, disgruntled sports fans, is your Week 11 most rigged plays. Hit that like button, make sure you are subscribed, click the little bell so you get a notification maybe, and I'll see you next time.